Hi. Welcome to Now 30, the big 3-0. And a killer bass line to kick things off with this intro. So, we have now moved into early 1995 in the parallel universe, which we are currently exploring. And the sun is shining in the real world in 2020. It's also shining for this song. A very nice summer groove. It's Freak Power. Turn on, tune in, cop out. It's Norman Cook again, under a different moniker this time. A full band, really. It's not him singing. So rather than just Norman Cook and a sampler, we've actually got a bit of an acid jazz band. Proper drums and everything. Proper bass. Yeah, pretty good song. I believe it was in an advert, but knowing Norman Cook, it would have been a hit anyway. It's certainly an interesting way of kicking off this volume. Now 29 was a very good one. Can we keep the same standards up here, one wonders? Well, we start off well. The second track, however, Whoops Now, is a bit of a whoopsie. It's Janet Jackson doing a kind of Hey Frankie, if you remember that, from Now 5. Sister Sledge. Incredibly light, kind of Motown-y, but not even really Motown, more like 70s version of Motown. It's not bad, I suppose, but it's nowhere near as groundbreaking as things like What Have You Done For Me Lately. But I guess it was a big hit. We follow that one up with another one I'm going to gloss over. There's a few to start with, but it does get better, honestly. Love Me For A Reason, Boyzone. Quite a sing-along song, I suppose. But, yeah, boy band territory. Not the target audience. No point me even talking about it. So we'll follow that up with Love Can Build a Bridge. Now, this was a song for a band, what are they called? The Judds or something, I think. Like a country band. And it was a charity release. I believe it was another one for Rwanda. And it was Cher and Chrissie Hynde and Nena Cherry and Eric Clapton. So there's a veritable selection of people, most of whom have been on a Now at some point in some form or other. Actually, have they? Has Cher been on a Now yet? I don't think so. Chrissie Hynde, yep, thank you for the comment about Pretenders, him to her, spot on. And of course with I'll Stand By You. Nena Cherry, yep, umpteen times. Eric Clapton, possibly as a featured guitarist, but not as a artist in his own right. We follow that one up with another boy band one, He's 17, Stay Another Day. But to be fair, I think that song's crossed out of boy band territory into Christmas territory. It's a ballad, it's a big ballad. It's fairly haunting. I think it was about one of the guy's deceased brothers. So, genuine music. I'm not going to say everything ever by a boy band is shit. I'm going to try and do some critical thinking. So that one gets a bit of a pass. Over My Shoulder, Mike and the Mechanics. Right, well, we've run out of Genesis, we've run out of Phil Collins, so next best thing, Mike and the Mechanics. They'd had a few hits throughout the 80s, not that many, but obviously Mike Rutherford, one of the guys from Genesis. And this song's fairly pleasant. Not particularly earth-shattering. It's kind of what you'd expect from a Mike the Mechanic single. So we've really not had a great run apart from the first song. Next up, we've got another one that's... I wouldn't say it's a classic. Far from it, really. But it's not a bad song. Someone that I've had a soft spot for through these. And every song he's done has been in a different style. He's not done that many. He's only done 3. I think this is his 3rd appearance on a Now. But his first one was back on Now 5. His second one was on Now 22. Here he is again on Now 30. He's done kind of soul and kind of pop, I guess pop soul. But he's gone on a country one here. The Geordie Cowboy. I believe it was a TV spin-off as well. Not the best Jimmy Nail song, but it's always interesting. He's really pushing it with his vocals on this. Pushing his vocal cords to the limit. It's not entirely natural sounding, but it's just yeah, it's relatively good. Put it this way, when the best song so far, well, the second best is Kill Me Now, what does that say about the others? We follow that one up with Independent Love Song by Scarlett. Who remembers that? That was certainly different. It was certainly quirky, and it certainly had a bit of quality to it. I think it was a couple of girls, and it was a big builder of a song, quite orchestral in a way, quite showbizy, very unique actually. Yeah, for this time of music, to have a song like that, pretty refreshing, really. Our old friend Simple Minds are back with She's a River. Not a bad song, actually. Not going to set the world alight. Hardly Don't You Forget About Me. But, you know, they're still here in well into the 90s now. And She's a River. Okay, we follow that one with maybe the first real classic, or maybe Freak Power's a bit of a classic. Another of those, what I call rocks songs, as in Rocks by Primal Scream. Everyone in the world loves it, apart from people who are real hardcore fans of that band, who think it's one of their more sell-out things. Well, exactly the same applies here with Wake Up Boo. It's probably for Boo Radley's fans more than anyone who don't like this. Most other people thought it was a pretty good pop song. Gone back to that kind of squeeze hourglass sound. Yeah, this is very much the kind of stuff that was doing well in the Britpop era. Is it still played? I think so, yeah, moderately. Certainly the chorus. And this is followed by another comeback, Tell Me When, the Human League. Not particularly great song, but at least they're back in synth-pop territory again. At least they're not trying to be an R&B band like Janet Jackson or something. It's still a bit substandard. It's hardly Don't You Want Me, let alone Being Boiled. But yeah, nice to have Phil and the Girls back again. I believe it had a B-side called The Buster Crooks. I'm just going to check that one on Discogs, because I nearly lived in Crooks, and in fact it was that song that made me really interested. Crooks is a suburb of Sheffield, up on a hill, quite a studenty area, and yeah, The Buster Crooks, I thought that was quite an interesting name for a song. I digress, but it's probably more interesting than Tell Me Why, to be honest. Just looking on Discogs. While I'm looking for that, what's next? Next up is Sight for Sore Eyes, M People. Yet again, doing the kind of M People thing. It's, again, like all the others, not too bad, but really unmemorable. Really nothing to remember about it. That is followed by this Cowboy song, Sting and Pato Banton. Okay, we've already had one Geordie pretending to be a cowboy with Jimmy Nail. Do we really need another? Not really, no. Pato Banton seems to be teaming up with these 80s legends, and this is decidedly worse than Baby Come Back. It really is kind of scraping a barrel, really. I guess Sting had always been a bit kind of reggae-ish with the Police. But yeah, not great. No one ever listens to that now. Right, here's a real obscurity. Might actually play it. Do you remember Shut Up and Dance? They had that song Raving I'm Raving. Now they are saving it till the morning after. Morning with a U. See what they did there? And can you spot the original song? Of course, it's Duran Duran, Save a Prayer. Now, this is an interesting one. It's kind of a housey, ravey version of Save a Prayer with a vocal on it. I don't really think he's that good sound-wise, but I do like his lyrics. I think he's telling the world about stuff that they really needed to listen to, and the fact they didn't listen to it. I mean, 10, 20 years later, an awful lot of crime. Stuff like this is actually trying to tell the world to just be careful. We've got a social problem on our own streets, and it's a topic I feel really strongly about. You know, it's not really relevant to now music, I suppose, but yeah, crime, knife crime, just crime on the streets is an awful problem that we have in this country, and we need to bloody deal with it, all of us as a society. It's our own problem, no one else's, us as a society, and I respect this song for trying to raise attention to it. I just don't really think he's got that much of a good flow. It's not for me to criticise, it's like, can you do better? No. But, you know, musical criticism and stuff. So, a bit of an interesting oddity. Follow that up with Bump and Grind by R. Kelly. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, he says. I don't either if they're adults and they give their consent. But if they're 14, then maybe it's a different story. So that's all I'll say about that. Eternal, here we go again. Oh Baby Oh, we're in ballad mode now. Pretty unmemorable ballads. So yeah, we'll gloss over that one. Right, another one that I'm going to play now. A very interesting combination of people and something of a glimpse of what would come. Now, I've already talked about Everything But the Girl, and the last time we featured them, in fact the only time so far, it was in a very folky mode with Love Is Strange. Here is singer Tracy Thorn teaming up with Massive Attack for Protection, and now we've got a genuine bona fide classic. I was starting to lose faith, but you can rely on Massive Attack to pull it back. And this is a transition for Tracy Thorn, I guess. It kind of introduced her to kind of trip-hop and stuff, and it wouldn't be that long before Everything But the Girl themselves would be doing more electronica stuff. So yeah, nice song, but I'm not really going to get to play much of it because there's 3 consecutive ones that I really want to play. We've got an even bigger classic following this now. Absolute classic. It's Glory Box and Portishead's debut on an Now album. I wish they'd spread these out more, even though I do think they go together really well. It just means that there's been an awful lot of songs that I've skipped over, now loads that I want to dwell on. 15 million views, is that all? I thought this would have had 100 times that, really. Definitely one of the most classic songs of the 90s. It uses the Isaac Hayes groove, I think Tricky had used before. Just a kind of loop that goes over and over again. Ike's Rap, the original's called, by Isaac Hayes. Check that out. And of course it introduces Beth on vocals. Now after going from the scratchy 80s nows to these high definition 90s CDs, it's weird that they're actually deliberately putting scratches on records. Try and sound retro. Yeah, trip hop really. Kind of a missing link between electronica and an actual band who could play live. Yeah, what can I say really? Fantastic. Don't really want to stop it, but there's another classic that has to come on. So really, we're getting to the last 3 songs of this side, and they're all been absolutely amazing. But I nearly said rude word. No, I can say it, you're all adults. Fucking hell, it took a long time to get here. It really did. It took a lot of time and a lot of shit to get 3 classic songs. We end things with this one, which I'm sure you'll all recognise. 57 million views. Touch of Paco Bell in there, which is never a bad thing. Yep, it's Oasis and Whatever, featuring a string section. To do whatever yeah. So then we get to the end of side 1, and it's not been great, but it has had some real classics at the end. Let's see how side 2 fares. Right, first one is Out Here Brothers. God, what an abomination that was. Don't Stop, Wiggle Wiggle. I won't really say much about that. More kind of Eurobeat with crass vocals on it. Really no tune to speak of. Followed by one that was a bit more of a classic, actually. Alex Purty, Don't Give Me Your Life. More quality Euro stuff. Like Corona, we'll come on to them again. But basically, Alex Purty, Don't Give Me Your Life, had a good vocal, good strong diva, good lyrics and stuff, and a good melody. So yeah, that's a good song. Sure, You Sure Do by Strike. Another good one, actually. Based on one line from the Donna Allen song, Serious. Taken that and then built a whole new song around that. Another club song with a proper tune. Pretty good song. I don't know how well known it is now, but it was a big song at the time. Real classic club song now. And it's Kenny Dope and the Bucketheads, The Bomb. These sounds fall into my mind. More 70s inspired disco. Big tune. Really long intro on a 12-inch. 3 minutes or so before it really gets going. And yeah, another classic club one now. These club ones are really good. This is like a real high point of club music now. It really seems to have found some real great everlasting hits like this one. Still popular, 12 million views. I still dance to this one. Still sounds very, very modern. I think Pitbull or someone sampled it. Was it that hotel room service one? The kind of gibberish cut-up vocals, more organs, driving the whole thing along. They had a few hits, but this was really the only one that's probably still played. And I reckon this is still a classic. So, yep, Nightcrawlers, Push Your Feeling On. Chin Chin Out follows that, with Always Something There to Remind Me, which is vaguely, I suppose, a version of the old Sandy, Sandy Shaw, Always Something There to Remind Me. But it's essentially Euro dance, just got a bit of vocal on it. Now, it's our old friends again. Let's see how many hits this one's had. Corona. Baby. They are the most 2020 band out there, aren't they? They really are. Only 5 million views. That really surprises me. Always liked this song. Still do. Obviously, it's got the kind of grim resonance. I talked about it last time. I'm sure the comments will acknowledge that. Let's see. Why can't we just stay together? Social distancing, that's why. Imagine drinking Corona while listening to Corona and being infected by Corona. This beat is contagious. Yes, I came for the comments and they did not disappoint. I think this stuff's really important. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If pop music can unite people, even in a jokey, bantery way, I think that's really useful. I think it has a real social value. If you're at home right now and you've not seen anyone for a few days, I really hope this connects you with the world. And the world, everyone, all over the world. If you want to dance around the room to it, that's a bonus as well. So yeah, great stuff, just what we need right now. Okay, what we really don't need is Axel F in a Eurobeat style by Clock. More like a stock clock, to be honest. So yeah. Right, now another song that is unbelievably popular, probably one of the most popular rave songs of all time. It's been remixed more times than I care to mention. It's Set You Free by Entrance. One that I don't really like, actually. I get it. I get why it's so popular. I'm going to look at the stats. And I have heard some good remixes of it. And I guess it really does conjure up the spirit of rave. So it's really not about my personal opinion on that one. It's about acknowledging its impact and its influence. Oh yeah, 6.2 million views. I thought it'd be more than that. Maybe it isn't that influential. Maybe I just know a load of ravers. But everyone I know loves it, and it's obviously been remixed in loads and loads of styles. So yep, Entrance, Set You Free. You Belong to Me by JX. Not one of their best songs. Son of a Gun was their best. Adequate dance song. Another good one now. Another good dance remix or a dance cover of an old song. The original was from 1982, and it was by Pig Bag, of all people. And here's a dance update by the Perfecto All-Stars. Reach Up. Papa's got a brand new Pig Bag. One with all the trumpets and stuff. They've actually kept the music pretty much the same, to be honest. Just added more of a housey beat. Yeah, very 95 club this. I think it was a kind of mini genre called handbag house. Which is kind of, as the name suggests, so this is kind of handbaggy. And it might have even been called hard bag. I love dance music genres. Right, next up, brace yourselves. I won't play it. A song about STDs, apparently. And certainly once you've been told that, you'll never listen to it ever the same again. If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? So yeah, the kind of coronavirus of STDs, really. As a song, it's very much in the KLF how to have a number one thing. It's a good novelty tune. Who'd have thunk it? Novelty tunes can be good. They can be good. I think it's if they know their shit, and because of that, they kind of compensate, and they try and put a few little Easter egg jokes in there, if you like, which is almost along the lines of, look, we know we're shit. We know this is a joke song. We're sorry for doing it, but we'll put a little couple of intellectual gags in there, or little kind of hidden Easter egg jokes, just to show that there's a bit of something else going on. And I think Cotton Oko, I think that fits that category. It's the acceptable face of novelty music. It's actually funny. Okay, Deuce following that, Call It Love, which is kind of pre-steps. So if that's your bag, you'll probably like it. Stock Aitken Waterman again, reinvented for the 90s, incredibly camp. I had some friends who like that kind of stuff. They're really into Eurovision at the time, and they loved it. Here I Go by Two Unlimited, really, really scraping a barrel now. They're not only scraping a barrel, they're literally just... They haven't even got a barrel anymore. Runaway by MC Sar and The Real McCoy. I think I will, thank you. Not too bad, but just yet more bog standard Euro. And in a world of stuff like Reach Up with real trumpets, you know, there's no need for Eurodance. We've got really good homegrown kind of stuff. And I think that's why Eurodance is very much on the wane at this point. But then again, people like Corona could still do it well. So it's just about quality, really. And me, it's just about doing it on a song-by-song basis. Okay, Nikki French is back now with... Well, she's not back. She's introducing an old song, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Now one, Bonnie Tyler. I said it was one of the best songs on it. Can it withstand being danced up? Ish. Just about. But I'd still rather listen to the original. More of a slow dance than a fast dance. Sean Maguire's next. Someone else who I think was in Grange Hill. Was he called Tegs or something? And then in EastEnders. And then making records. Got nothing to say about it. I'm not going to waste anyone's time because I'd rather just get to this one. Another classic now. Another club classic. And I'm noticing on this side it seems to be an alternating thing between club classics and absolute disasters. And I'm really interested to know, is that just me and my opinion, or do you guys agree? Am I right? Am I wrong in my judgments on these songs? I think this one's still a classic. Bobby Brown didn't do that much house stuff. He was more R&B. But when he did, boy, it was good. It's basically one verse and one chorus that just get repeated a few times. It's the groove and it's the beat. And he has got a good voice and it does work in club house music. Yeah, guaranteed floor filler. Back then, still to this day, I reckon, if you drop this now, if you could find a venue that would let you DJ and let more than two people go to it, you'd probably fill the dance floor. So two can play that game. Club classic. Another forgotten one. Oh, Short Chaos, Hoochie Booty. Yeah. Bubbling Hot, Pato Banton. Adequate reggae. At least it's just him. At least it's not him featuring on anyone else's song. Kind of carnival-y, but again, we're really not in carnival mood at the moment. Finally, interesting version of One by U2 by Misha Paris. She'd been around for a few years, but never troubled her now before. Adequate cover, actually, to be fair. It's a very popular song by U2, and she pretty much keeps it the same. So we'll do a run through of this one. It does seem like there's quite a lot of forgotten stuff, but it also seems like there's a fair few classics. So, taking it on a song-by-song one, which ones are still played today? I think some people would still play Freak Power. Certainly an interesting stepping stone in Norman Cook's development, for that reason alone. If you like your boy bands, I guess Boyzone, Love Me For Reasons, kind of above average. Crocodile Shoes, not really remembered anymore. I think Wake Up Boo to a certain extent, certainly of the era. God, no. Right, yes. Protection, Massive Attack and Tracy Ford. Hell yes, Glory Box, Portishead. Yep, whatever, Oasis. So 3 on a trot there. A couple of kind of reasonable dance classics, I think. Don't Give Me Your Life, Alex Party, You Sure Do, Strike, absolutely the bomb, the Bucketheads, and probably most of anything, Nightcrawlers, Push Your Feeling On. Even more than that, Baby Baby, Corona, the one that went viral. I think Set You Free, even though I don't really like it, I think it is a club classic. Reach Up, moderately. Cotton Eye Joe, and a kind of wedding disco thing. And I say that's a good novelty song, one of a few. Then a load of shit, a load of utter shit, really. And then finally this, Two Can Play That Game, Bobby Brown. So there's about 6 really good club songs. About 4 really good indie or kind of trip-hoppy alternative songs. And that's about it, really. But even that takes it to about 10 good songs. So you could probably stretch to 1 good CD here. A real disappointment after now 29. But not a total disappointment. And it's enough to be getting on with. Certainly some interesting tidbits. I'll be back later with Now 31. Take care, everybody, as always. Watch yourselves. See you later.